Keke Palmer had the perfect response to online trolls who called her ugly when she dared to step out without any makeup. She tweeted, "Makeup isn't real. I'm beautiful in real life because of who I am, not what I look like." And But the best is coming. This is my favorite part. She says, "It's truly insane to say anyone is ugly, but especially me."
Yes,
what do you think of the perception that someone is only, beautiful with makeup on?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, but I have to say, I remember when Alicia Keys said she wasn't gonna wear makeup. And I remember thinking, like, that's not a big deal. But when I saw her on the award show the first time, it was like, oh, this is actually kind of a revolutionary act. Which is crazy to think that. But
I think it's like the contrast of seeing her and then against it was like, wow. But did you find it refreshing?
I totally did.
Yeah, me too.
And because it just makes you question how much we normalize it and expect it. And, as someone who runs a company, sometimes I'm like, it should be part of my pay that makeup is, because I feel like it's expected.
Yeah.
And I think maybe because men run the companies for so long, that wasn't a part of it. But I do think there's like this expectation that we look a certain way and that you need to sort of present a certain way. And it's refreshing that someone's challenging that in the public eye.
And I think what I love about Keke, I love that she took it one step further, because I think the idea of especially the pressure on women to look a certain way and be put together. Let's talk about the opposite. It's when someone is not put together, that they conflate that with my character. That now if you look undone, you must be undone. You must be disheveled. You must be a scatterbrain. You must be a horrible mother. What does your house look like? How are you raising your children? So I think the danger and certainly I think about it a lot and not at the same time. I think about it like our jobs have us wearing a lot of makeup right now.
We're saying all this, like, oh yeah, it's so nice.
It's so fun.
Full face.
Yeah, and many times if I can shout out Lainey, and she always says, guys, let's do an episode with no makeup. And I'm the first one to be like, I'm sorry, what? Why? And I do know that comes to my personal insecurities, because there is weirdly an armor, a protection, a shield that I do get from makeup. And I do feel very stripped down and vulnerable when I don't have my face on, and I just feel like I'm not ready to show that to Canada just yet. I'm working on it with my therapist. Give me another 6 years. But my point is, like, I do get actually a lot of protection from this face
it's your Sasha
and
Fierce.
This hair. It's my
your drag.
Sure it is.
Right? It's all of
but
that.
I'm also raising a daughter, and so I'm like, oh, now what do I say to her? And I think where I've landed so far, again, talk to me in 6 years, is I say to my daughter, this is part of a costume that mommy wears for her job, and maybe some days I'm not going to wear the costume and I get to just be me, but the idea that there's a put on and a put off, but I'm still the same person on the inside.
Yes.
So, I'm just a work in progress. Work in progress.
I think for me, because I'm a strawberry blonde, honestly, me without makeup, I look very different, because I basically have very blonde eyebrows and eyelashes, and so I lose all definition in my face. There it is. There is my face. There you go. So that's me yesterday. I went and had a facial, and I took a picture after with, no makeup and good lighting, and I thought, you know what, okay, we can take it down now. That's too long. But I thought, you know what, there's something about getting a little older and getting into that face that I'm like, yeah, this is it. And I think on the commentary side of things, we, especially because it comes from women, we got to stop commenting. We got to stop doing that. Like with Keke Palmer. We got to just stop. We got better things to do. We got more work to do than that.
I would say that.
Yeah, that's why I love what she said. And if I could bottle what I feel about myself on the inside and sell it, she just was really about, I love that she just directly took it on, because I think she knew inherently, I'm taking this on for a lot of women. Because we all feel this way.
Do you know what's funny is I've only recently begun to become interested in makeup, because I always felt that I looked older when I wore it. And for the show, when we started this show, it would have been 9 years ago, it was the first time that I ever had makeup on. Like, if I'm not working on the show, I'd say within the last 6 months, I never wore makeup outside of the show. I would never put anything on. And maybe it's now that I'm getting older, I'm like, oh, makeup is kind of neat. It is kind of creative. But the other thing, I think you were getting to this, the idea of time and how we're kind of not reimbursed for that time. Doing this does take a lot of time. And when I first started on this show, I just assumed that I had to have it on. But the thing is, I remember being in the makeup room with a man, and I saw him getting powder on, and he was up and out in 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, is that an option? And they're like, well, yeah, if you want it to be. And so there's a good chunk of the show where I just had a powder, I think, and a lip. So it is an option, which is interesting, and I just like that there can be, you know, variations of what we do. And yeah, that's what I'd like to say about that.
And shout out to our glam squad.
I was gonna say, yes.
Because they are doing some work.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey there, wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.